General situation is good. I can say that practically, usually I say how much impacts we do on the marine environment. It's excellent, I can say, because the marine environment has a great possibility of refreshing the environment. But in general, the Boka Kotorska Bay is full of the freshwater springs that are changing and diluting, let's say, pollution that we are causing in the bay. So that is the good, but in general, the biodiversity, the quantity of organisms and organisms by itself are good, and they are still in the quite moderate or good status in the Boka Kotorska Bay. Yeah, we had a great field work during this project, and actually, we are very happy that we were doing monitoring of coralligenous habitats. They are one of the priority habitats by the EU Habitat Directive. And we knew it from before that we have a population of the gold coral, Savalia savalia is the Latin name. And the very specific is that in the Boka Kotorska Bay, there is a so big population of these corals that is not known in the Mediterranean area in so big quantity. So our idea, our scope was to map those areas and to try to calculate index of the environmental status on those areas and to propose some protection measures. So we did it. That's the one part. And another part that we didn't expect, but we are happy that we found another coral, Spinimuricea claverini, that so far was not known for the Adriatic Sea. So this is the first record, and it is known in some other areas of the Mediterranean. But for the Adriatic, it is the first note, and that is the let's say the two most important findings from our GEF Adriatic fieldwork. Well, our part, or better to say, my part of the survey is the research of the sea bottom, and we do it by the scuba diving. So we have several colleagues in the Institute of Marine Biology, and together with the Italian expert Egidio Trainito, we did diving surveys in the Boka Kotorska Bay, or better to say, for those coralligenous, it is just a part, inner part of the Boka Kotorska Bay. And so we are going by the boat on the fieldwork. We are collecting some samples. So usually now we are trying to use more pictures and videos in order to be as less negative impacting the environment, so less collecting living animals from the sea. And after that, we perform different analyses in our laboratory, so for taxonomy or for calculation of the density of population, of growth rates, or something like that. Well, it is not good environmental statute or gas is not just important for Montenegro. It's important for all of us because that is how we want to maintain a good status of the marine environment, but also terrestrial for other parts of our planet. Because we are part of this environment and we are depending of the environment that are surrounding us. For Montenegro, it's important also because we are a country in a process of accession to the EU community. So that is something that will become the obligatory for the Montenegro. But also in our national law, we have a definition that we are ecological country. So we are trying to be more, let's say, restrictive comparing to different kind of pollution and impacts for the environment. And that is why we still have a very good environmental condition. But for us, sometimes it's difficult because we are a small country with very rich biodiversity, and there are so many areas that we have to protect, but also there is a need of different activities on the sea and on the land, and it is not always easy to find the compromise. But I think that in our national legislation and also in EU regulation, there are some guidelines to help us how to maintain good ecological status that is now present in the Boka Kotorska Bay. Well, yeah, the fact in Boka Kotorska Bay, the huge amount of the marine litter, marine debris is present. Unfortunately, that is very much impacting the good environmental status. And on the areas that we were measuring and monitoring, that is the main reason why the index is not very good or good, or now it's moderate. So this is something also on another side that is not so difficult to improve. We already made some campaigns for the cleaning of the sea bottom, but also of the coast and cleaning from the floating marine litter. But also we need many more activities to do different activities for awareness rising, and also to improve the capacities of the treatment of the different type of garbage and different elements that are polluting the bay. A part of this, there are different activities in the Boka Kotorska Bay. Now, due to Corona pandemic, it is completely different situation from those that we have 2 years ago. But one of the probably the highest risk is the huge interest for the marine traffic, for the big cruisers that are coming to the Boka Kotorska Bay. It is important, of course, for the economy, but also it's very risky to have several big cruisers in the so small area. So that is something that should be considered with precaution in the future activities, and also different activities to reduce wastewater in the Kotor municipality, the different activities on the coast that are impacting and distracting habitats on the coast. So there are several activities that are actually a threat for the marine biodiversity. And on the end, we have also the climate change that is impacting all of us. So it is not easy to manage all these activities, but I think that so far we understood that this environment is very specific, very particular, very unique on the Mediterranean scale, and we are just, you know, we are obliged to protect it as much as possible. And I think that our administration, our ministries and decision makers are trying to do better, you know, better decisions and better consideration of the impact on environment. And I think that hopefully we will succeed to protect it for the next generations.